friends, I am going to show you how to do the lesson for today in writing. So what you will need for this lesson is you'll either need to have this paper, or if you can't print out this paper, then you just need a blank sheet of paper that you can use to do this assignment for. And then you're going to need some markers or some crayons because we're going to be coloring. And you're also going to need a pair of scissors. So make sure if you are using scissors that you have an adult there to help you and that we are only cutting paper. That's the only thing we're cutting, okay? So we've been talking about. Okay, so as long as you have all of your stuff and you are ready to go, then you can keep following along with me so I can show you how to do this assignment, okay? So you're going to either take your paper that your parents have printed out for you, and the first thing you're going to do is you're going to color these little things at the bottom. So there's these little pictures at the bottom, and I have already colored mine. So you want to color those, and you can also color this part too. This is the actual part where we're going to glue, but you can wait until you're done if you want. So first things first, you're going to take your markers or your crayons, whatever you have, and you're going to color these pictures. If you don't have this and you're using your own paper, then you can go ahead and draw these 4 pictures. So the 4 pictures that I have are, let me turn them kind of like this. This one is a picture of a person and they are planting some seeds. There's a picture of a big flower that has grown. Then there's a picture of a sun and a cloud that's raining. And then there's a picture of a little plant that is grown just a little bit. And then there's not a flower there yet. It's just some leaves. Okay, so I'm going to let you, if you need to pause the video to go ahead and draw those things and color those things, then you can, and then come back when you're done with that. I'm going to keep going on. If you have already colored your pictures, you're going to carefully take your scissors while an adult is helping you, and you're going to cut this line right here where the dotted line is. Okay, so I'm just going to cut that. And then I have my strip of my pictures, and I am going to cut out those pictures. And there's little dotted lines to help you cut them out. So you can follow those dotted lines. Remember, we cut on the dotted lines. So cut on the dotted lines. Don't try not to cut your picture, okay? So use your best first grade cutting and do that. Okay, so I have all of my pictures cut out and colored. I also forgot one more thing that you need. Either you need glue or glue stick, or you can use tape if you don't have a glue stick or glue. So what we're going to do is we're going to glue or tape the pictures onto our paper in the order of the plant life cycle. So if you were reading the books that you have in your reading lesson, then you know the very first thing that we need to do to be able to have a plant grow is we need to plant seeds. So you would take seeds and you would plant them in the dirt in your garden or outside, and that is the very first step in the plant cycle. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to find the number 1 on my paper, and I'm going to glue or tape the picture of the boy planting the seeds. Okay, so we're going to do that. I'm going to take I don't have glue, so I'm going to use my tape. Okay, so I did that. He's planting. Okay, so there is that very first one. And so the arrows, we're going to follow the arrows. The arrow's going to go down here to number 2, right? So number 2, after the plant is planted in the grass or in the garden or in the dirt, then what has to happen? We have to water it, right? So a great way to water plants is from the sky when it rains, okay? So we're going to take a picture of the sun and the cloud raining, and we're going to put that on number 2 because that's the second part of the plant life cycle. I'm going to tape the tape, and I'm going to tape it on there just like that. All right, so there I have number 1, which is the boy planting the seed, and then I have number 2, which is it's raining, and it's going to rain onto my planted seeds. And then the next thing is we have these 2 plants, and these are the ones that are left. So we have 3 and 4, so we need 3 and 4. So which one do you think would be first? So after we plant the seeds, after it rains or we water the plant, then it's going to start growing, right? Yeah, it's going to start growing. So which one do you think it would grow into first? Which one do you think it would grow into first? The one with just a little bit of leaves or the one with the big flower? This one, right? So it's just going to grow a little bit at first, right? And you're going to have to keep watering it. It's going to keep getting sun, and it's going to keep growing. So the first thing that it's going to look like, it's going to look like this little plant with just some leaves on it. So we're going to put this one on number 3 on our paper. I'm going to tape that. So there we go. Number 3 is done. And now I only have one left, and this is the very last cycle in their last step in the plant life cycle is our fully grown beautiful flower in our plant. So I'm going to take that and put it on number 4. All right, number 4, and there we are. So I have all of my plant life cycle drawings put on here in the right order. Okay, so now I know. Now we're going to use the words in the word box to write our sentences. Okay, so I'm going to give you some examples of some sentences. I'm actually going to write them on the big paper so that you can see them, and I'll show you those. But if you and your parents want to come up with new sentences showing the life cycle of the plant, then you can do that too. So if you want to see my examples, keep watching. Okay, so here is an example of some of the sentences you could write about the life cycle of the plant. I wrote, first, you plant seeds. Second, you give the plant water and sun. Next, the plant starts to grow leaves. Last, the plant grows a beautiful flower. So these are just some examples, but you can come up with your own sentences if you want to write your own sentences on your paper.